Well, hello and welcome to this video. We're going to be looking at Lab 4, which is all about motion. Don't ask me about the order. It's convention at our school. But anyways, so we're looking at Lab 4, motion. And so let's take a look at this device behind me. We're going to be switching between the two cameras, so we're going to hop over to this little one. So here you should be able to see that we have a track, basically a speed racer track, and this device here is going to be sliding along the track. Okay? There's tiny little holes here. Basically, they're going to push air out, kind of like an air hockey table, and it's going to cause there to be less friction. We have a shop vac down there that helps push that air out. You can also see there's a little wire running across here. That's putting electricity in, and then down here is grounding it. And so right here we have a little wire. Hopefully you can see that. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. Yeah, so you can see that little wire is touching our track, or right above our track, and it will put little marks down. And if you look carefully here, you might be able to see those little marks. Those little dots are when it zaps the paper. So this is called ticker tape or spark tape, and basically the idea here is that there you go. The idea here is that as the sparks occur, the thing will move across, and so you'll get a distance between each spark. Okay, and that distance is related to the frequency at which it is being sparked, or the amount of seconds in between each spark. So we're at the setting 0.1, so that means every 0.1 second, so every 1/10 of a second, we're getting one spark. Okay, so every 1/10 of a second we're getting one spark, and we're going to try two different tests. One, we're going to be trying horizontally. Basically what's going to happen is it's just horizontal, there's no movement on it. I'm going to turn on the vacuum, and then I'm going to push it, and we're going to get sparks along our path. All right, so that is our first test. All right, we're back. I have it set up so it's a little bit better at the top. Now we're going to turn on our vacuum again. And at this point, we're going to push it, and we're going to let it tick, and it's going to make a bunch of marks along the path. So every dot is 1/10 of a second, and then you can measure the distance between them. So let's do that right now. All right, let's just turn off the vacuum. Okay, so we have just done our ticker tape test. I'll show you guys on video. I'm going to mark them down and show you the exact distance for all of them. But basically, we pushed it, it was going at a fast speed. It did slow down a little bit, but it's close enough to a constant velocity. So you're going to use the distance between them, or the distance traveled, and you're going to use the time between them, which is 1/10 of a second. And between those two things, you can make a graph, and the slope should give you velocity. Okay, so that is constant velocity. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make a not so constant velocity by raising one side up. So it should accelerate down. All right, and now we're going to be trying the other one where we have it raised up a little bit, so you can see that it's actually going to be a slope coming down to here, which means that if this has no friction, or at least it's close enough to no friction, it's going to go down by itself. So let's try that out. We're going to turn on the vacuum. you can see, I'm trying to stop it, and it just wants to keep accelerating. So we're going to, this is perfect, this is what we want, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to get it started, we're going to do the ticker. Once we have a good dot, then I'm going to let go of it, and we're going to see it slide downhill. Okay, I'll just tap it. All right, and from there you guys will see the tape in a second when I take it off and compare the two tapes. But hopefully this part was helpful for you, being able to see what's actually happening. When I zoom in with the other camera, you're going to see that this tape has a lot more ticks at the beginning, and then by the end, it has very, very spaced out ticks. Okay? So we're going to make two different graphs, one for part A, one for part B, and you're going to just look at them, compare the graphs a little bit, and that's it. So thank you for watching, and watch the next part because we're going to be looking at the actual data which you're going to need in order to graph it. Thank you. All right, so here's the ticker tape. You can see all the dots. I circled them. So we're starting here at 0. Basically what you're going to do here is you're going to read the distance that it is, or the position that it is, and we're doing a position versus time graph. So the position that it is, so this one's going to be like 3.3 or 3.4. This one will be 6.4, 9.2, and you're just going to go along and you're going to read them all. So you can pause the video at any time. I'm going to go over all of this. Then I'll take pictures. The pictures are less good because it's less accurate, but I'll go over all of this with the camera nice and slowly. So you can pause it at any point here and record the data point that you're looking for. And the reason why it is less accurate with pictures is because the rulers are not perfectly flat. So there's a little bit of a parallax going on. But that's all right. All right, and just to remind you guys, this one here is trial A because it started with motion. This is trial B because it started with no motion, going very, very slowly. All right, so position, read it off there, versus time. This is .0, this is 0, this is 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, and when I say point, I mean 0.3, 0.4 seconds, etc. And you would just count along the line. So I hope that this video helps you get an idea of this track cart and really gets you a good idea of motion graphs. Good luck.